Is the logic of our younger culture harmful to our planet? And the point that I'm making in this article is that older culture people who have a contiguous or continuous memory of thousands of years of history, who have oral traditions that are passed down from father to son, from mother to daughter, that these kinds of cultures tend to, not always, there are exceptions, but tend to live in greater balance with nature, in large part because at one point in time in their history, in what we would call prehistory, they screwed up nature and suffered the consequences of it. And the outcome of that was learning how to live in balance with nature. You've also got societies where, the potlatch was a big deal. That was, the giving away. You gain status in these cultures, or status in these cultures, by giving things away, not by having things. And so, like the first Thanksgiving was almost certainly a potlatch. But the point that I make in the article is that we have this worldview that everything is, it's a very narcissistic worldview, actually, that everything is here for us, that all the animals on the earth, that all the plants on the earth, that the rivers, the oceans, that all of it's there for us. If we want to dump our poison into it, if we want to dump our waste in it, if we want to exploit it mercilessly, if we want to kill it off and eat it, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. There'll be no consequences. Nature's unlimited, and it's all here for us because we're the center of the universe. And this worldview, what I refer to as the younger culture worldview, doesn't understand the long-term consequences. And so we're, for example, altering our atmosphere in ways that the Earth hasn't seen in hundreds of thousands of years. And we're risking throwing ourselves into something like the PETM, the Permian Eocene thermal event, PET, thermal, I forget what the A stands for, or the M, thermal maximum is what it was. And the PETM was involved about a 5-degree increase in worldwide temperatures, Celsius, massive increase, in just a matter of weeks. And, something hit a tipping point, and nobody's sure exactly what. They're still debating exactly what triggered the PETM. But, I mean, this is the kind of risk that we're taking. And we've got, the glacier down in Antarctica, the Thwaites Glacier, that is holding up, hundreds of billions of tons of water, fresh water. Same thing on Greenland. Greenland is actually losing its gravitational pull because it's losing millions of gallons of water every minute. And, we are altering the Earth in ways that we've been warned about for 50 years or longer. But the fossil fuel industry, which is, the principal culprit here, has been lying to us all these years. So anyhow, the article is about how, the younger cultures kind of tolerate this kind of thing. And, that the whole ego thing, and, we're just basically acting like narcissists relative to the planet, relative to other life forms on the planet, the horrible way that we treat animals, for example, what we call farm animals, our food animals. There's so much we could do to make a more regenerative planet, to make a healthier planet, to make a place that we want to leave to our children and grandchildren. And most of it we're not doing. And, there are society, the Epic of Gilgamesh, for example, is the story of how, when he cut down the head of the forest god, Enlil, Humbuba was actually the forest god. Enlil was the god of gods who punished Gilgamesh for this. The punishment was to turn their fields, to destroy the ability to grow crops in their fields. This was a barley-based culture. What happened was they were using bad irrigation practices, and it just salinated, it added salt to their soil to the point that it was no longer able to grow things. So it's like, these cultures have these stories, and we need to learn from them and adopt some new stories ourselves about how to live in harmony with nature and each other.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-808-9925.
You can read all about it at wisdomschool.com. It's titled, Is the Logic of Our Younger Culture Harmful to Our Planet?